Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over gold and silver, technical analysis, do our daily update. And it does look like we're seeing a little bit of life here. We're seeing the 10-year put in some bullish engulfing patterns. What that means is it's a statistical probability of potentially moving up. I see some other positive developments happening in some of the precious metals, and I'll jump in and show you what I'm seeing. So again, one thing I do want to go over before we just jump right in is the 10-year going up. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? That's a great question. The previous paradigm that we went through was inflation was flat and interest rates would go up and down. When interest rates, the 10-year interest rate, when that would go down, people would perceive that as a larger real negative yield and gold would go up. What I think is going to happen, and at some point this is going to happen, I think. Again, this is just me speculating, that inflation is going to continue to go up. Interest rates are going to go up with it. And what that's going to do is it's going to rotate money out of stocks and bonds and move into precious metals and commodities. Anything that's a hard asset. So interest rates going up isn't going to be a bad thing. And it depends on what the Federal Reserve is going to do. If they are going to allow it to go up. If they're not going to allow it to go up, they're going to print a bunch of money and try to hold this all down. And I think that's where the pressure is going to mount, is at the dollar. So that's what I'm looking at. So let's jump in here and I'll show you what we have for gold and silver. So I'm going to start with the 10-year US Treasury yield. This is a yield. We're putting in a bullish engulfing pattern. We got two wicks in the bottom here. So buyers came in, reversed it higher. Buyers came in, reversed it higher, hit our head on this resistance line, trend line, and now we're throwing a bullish engulfing, which means that rates are going to want to try to go higher here. That's my guess. Gold is chilling out, doing the sideways thing right now. What I would like to see, I'd like to see a break upward and break this. See how we've got we'll call it a high, a lower high, a lower high. I want to break that pattern. I want to get above 1840 and close above 1840. That's where I want to be. That's where we want to be if we want it to go up. Silver. The good thing about silver is there's not too much selling pressure down here. It's not like we're just getting smoked to the downside, at least not yet. We do have a wick on the bottom here signaling there's some buyers down here that reverse this higher. And now we just got to see if the buyers step in here. If the buyers don't step in, we could be moving lower. Here's platinum. And I've got this arrow here. If you zoom in on this right-hand side, what we have right here, this trading day today, is yesterday we had a wick at the bottom. That's a reversal pattern. We opened up lower than yesterday's closing price. And then we closed higher than yesterday's closing price. And what that is a bullish engulfing pattern. Usually that means there's a statistical probability that it's going to go upward. So it's a pattern that says that we're going to move up. Here's GDX. Just looking at GDX, we are coming on down. We still have some momentum. The momentum's slowing down a little bit. That's why we have a little cross here. But again, we have to see the buyer step in. We do have some support looking back, back here. And the buyers have to step in. If they don't step in, sellers are going to overtake it and push it lower. Same with SILJ, similar pattern. This one's got a little bit more damage looking at a bigger picture view, but I'm zoomed in to see what the candlesticks are actually doing. We still have a lot of downward pressure here. I mean, some 1, 2, 3, 4 big down days, and we've got kind of a small opening and closing price that's the same. So a lot of downward pressure still. EXK, it's slowing down a little bit, but still downward pressure. Even this couldn't thwart the move at all. It just kept going down. Discovery Silver putting in a little hammer, and it looks like the momentum slowing. You can see it a bounce. So let's bounce sideways, and hopefully the buyers step in here, move it higher. Impala Platinum getting no mercy here. Two big large sell-off days the past couple of days. Let it go down. Again, this is a high-cost producer, and platinum's pretty low, so this thing's going to get hammered. And there might be other news out there because of this. This move is so large. Anglo-American Platinum's also feeling a lot of downward pressure the past couple days. Now, copper, I'm also including copper in this. This guy is almost a bullish engulfing, but we've got a wick at the bottom yesterday, which is a reversal pattern. Then we saw a move higher. I think we're firming up here for copper. That's a good thing for commodities in general. You don't want to see this thing dive bomb out. That means that there's probably going to be a market crash. But it looks pretty strong and it looks kind of healthy. Just a nice healthy pullback to the 200-day. Nice wick at the bottom. And then we're moving on up. I don't think it's a bullish engulfing technically, but it's pretty close. Rio Tinto's throwing a bullish engulfing, so we have this sell-off here. I would be a buyer down here. It's got a nice good dividend, and hopefully we move on higher. Again, this pattern right here is statistical probability of moving on up for the next few days. We've got a little hammer pattern on BHP. Nice big fallout here of 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Nice little sell-off. Pretty cheap down here. Nice good dividend paying stock. If you guys like commodities and you don't want to play the full risk button, this is a good one for some nice dividends. Norilsk Nickel is another one that I would look at down here. If we see a move tomorrow, or I should say Monday, if we see a bullish engulfing or some pattern Monday, that's when I would probably be looking at it because it pays a good dividend. Same with Vale. Vale, again, nice sell-off here. We could, nice good dividend paying stock. The other ones are throwing some signals. I'd be watching it to see if it would move higher here. And Glencore is putting in a bullish engulfing as well. So we came on down, bullish engulfing. Usually that means it's going to reverse higher, hopefully. So I would say if you break 940 here, that's going to be a big move higher on that one. So that's what I'm looking at. And some of those companies, they're kind of big diversified mining companies, pay good dividends, a little bit lower risk if people are looking at that. Gold and silver, I got to see the buyers step in here. Got to see the buyers. They're not stepping in yet in some of these ETFs. It's getting down there. So we'll see what happens. I'm just holding on. I'm not really doing much with gold and silver. And, we'll see where it goes. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.